And welcome to our newest show, where we are at the Mansion House in Roath in Cardiff, following Equinox Paranormal. Now, I've been interested in the paranormal for some years now, having had paranormal experiences myself. I know people that have also. So, they have reason to believe this place is haunted. So let's put that to the test.
Look at that fireplace.
Yeah, I can see just to the right of, on my right of Francesca, there's a shadow just.
It's two.
Yeah.
I actually keep looking back there thinking that Richard is stood there.
That's
Yes,
fine, Richard
and it's quite
jumping,
a chunky,
Yeah.
you know, quite a chunky.
Probably about as high as the top of the
Yeah.
fireplace. Is that Joseph, right?
No,
I'm guessing that's the dodgy guy.
no, it's not.
Yeah. I can I keep thinking that there's somebody sort of stood by here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
The only reason why I said no about Joseph is because he's not chunky.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's not chunky.
The last time he was hanging around by there, wasn't he?
Yeah, but there is someone else.
Yeah.
He's too
It does look like a very large man.
Yeah.
Can you pick up anything with it, friend?
James.
I'm here with Andrew and Francesca of Equinox Paranormal. Thank you for allowing us to attend the event.
That's fine.
Amazing so far. So you mentioned earlier that you wouldn't dream of sort of using a Ouija board.
Yes.
And started talking about a particular episode then that happened to yourself with something or other. So yeah, if you'd like to explain more.
Of course. Basically we don't like using Ouija boards because of negative associations with it. There's lots of different beliefs and lots of different people will believe different things, and there'll be loads of debate about it, but we're against it just because you don't know what you're talking to. You're giving it a power that it didn't have by allowing it to spell out words and stuff like that, and it can trick you, and if you don't really know what you're doing, you can leave it open and then it'll be in your house or whatever, and you won't be able to get rid of it, and
or it can follow you as well.
Follow you anywhere.
So if you did it at someone else's house, it could still follow you to go to your house.
So we wouldn't want to put ourselves or our guests at risk of anything like that. And like you said, we did have an incident at a private event we were doing. It wasn't a Ouija board itself, it was something we called a human pendulum, where you get the spirit sort of push someone back and forth like you would do with the crystal pendulum. I was in the middle, I was the pendulum, and I pushed too much. I wanted to experience something, so I started to feel a bit weird, but I thought, if this is going to be something, I want to know that it's something paranormal, just so to give me peace of mind that what I believe in has happened. But I put my guard down too much, and I actually got taken over, so people would say possessed, and I don't remember anything of it. But Francesca was the one who had to clean up the mess afterwards, so you can sort of explain what happened, because I don't know.
I then took him out of away from the human pendulum, took him to a side, tried to get him to look in my eyes, to talk to me. He looked straight through me, looked like he could have easily attacked me, which he would never do. Very aggressive, very like all over the place, like rocking and things like that.
I do remember my knees being really weak.
He kept trying to drop to the floor, so I had to literally pick him up myself And so I took him out of the room, because that's one of the first things you should do. Always take the person away.
Okay.
So I took him out of the room, and I know this sounds bad, but I looked in his face and he wouldn't listen to me. So I slapped him on the face to try and get him to come around.
Yeah.
And then as I was doing that, I was actually working spiritually in my mind to get rid of what was taking over him.
Okay.
So it was a case of me shaking him to listen to what I'm saying, to hear me, for him to hear me, and obviously in my mind telling spirit to leave, getting my guides to come forward, putting the white light around him, and so on and so forth.
Amazing. So how long did that sort of take to dissipate then?
It felt like ages, but it probably was only
Very long,
20 minutes. So
It's still quite long.
yeah, it is still quite long, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't listen. He's too stubborn. I'd say 20 minutes from like where it first started, when he first started getting sensations, because he said he was getting sensations, and I said to him to tell him to step back, and he wouldn't listen to me. So.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't do that anymore.
Wow. So real need for mediums then that are practiced and
Yes.
you know.
All our
sort
public
of-
ghost hunts, we don't like not having Francesca and Troy with us, just because I am
totally see why.
aware of the spiritual stuff. I am.
Yeah.
Francesca is training me to do the medium
great.
stuff, but
Great, it's helpful.
there's
then,
only
isn't
so
it?
much I can do, and obviously Richard, my brother, he's a complete skeptic, so he wouldn't even try
that's
to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I can only do the protection stuff to a certain degree, whereas having Fran and Troy do it makes me feel a lot more confident that we're not putting anyone at risk.
So even after that happened to him, he's still quite sceptical, Brian, like sort of explains it could be this, could be that,
He needs something to jump out in front of him and start dancing around for him to believe it.
Yeah.
So
this is it,
but
isn't it?
he
That's
says
funny.
that, but there has been times where he's been like, I heard footsteps
yes.
and things like that,
okay.
and he's ran to like run
And he
towards.
has,
And then
he's
it's a
got
few
him.
days later, it's like, well, it could have been this. could have
Yeah,
been
but at
that.
the time he was like, oh,
Damn it,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
But we need skeptics, don't we, to sort the
yes,
wheat from
definitely.
chaff, so to speak, as they say.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Keep everyone
That's great.
level-headed.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
Good
need
to
that
have.
mix, I think.
Definitely.
No.
Something else I wanted to ask. I just want to say, like, what brought you to starting up, Equinox Paranormal then? Was it yourself or your brother?
Yeah, it was
Something happened,
myself
or-
originally. I've always been interested in paranormal side of things because I've had ghost sightings when I was a little kid and stuff like that. So it's been something that I've seen from, I can't even remember the first one. My mum told me about it. And then it was only once I met Francesca, and that was just over 3 years ago. We've been in a relationship. We're engaged now for almost 3 years.
Congratulations.
Got a
Thank you.
baby as well.
Oh,
And
lovely.
when I learned Francesca was a medium, then it was just like,
Wow.
we can do this.
Yeah,
We can
meant to
do
be.
this ghost hunting sort of thing. And then
Yeah, so you said
Troy
that.
he's been your friend for 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He hasn't been doing the mediumship as
No.
long as me, but he has been doing it
yeah,
for a few years.
good few
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I knew him, so
Yeah.
it's at least
Yeah,
5-6
so-
years. Yeah, and then just we all came together, and it's actually through Business Wales.
Oh, well,
I got
okay.
a business loan through them and to buy the equipment and get everything going,
Yeah.
and then it's just been going on since then. And it's
Yeah,
picking up
mhm.
quite a bit over the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So-
Well, I wish
Mhm.
you all the luck in the world. And I just think, obviously I was interested in covering this, having
Yeah.
set up our channel, because, I think it is like really important for people to get to know about this and that it is
Mhm.
real, and that not only that, there are dangers to it.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
don't mess around.
Don't take it
with,
for
like,
granted.
Yeah.
Ouija boards
Definitely.
then and,
Mhm.
and things, 'cause people do, don't they? And
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's not good. Yeah, well,
Mhm.
thank you very much.
It's okay.
Thank you.
The guy who built this house was James Howell. Mr. Howell, are you
I
there?
just wanted to say that is him and there's someone else with him.
No more flashing down there.
Yeah.
You seem to like that one over there, don't they?
They just flashed again as you said that to answer you.
Okay, so if that is you affecting that light over there, can you make it flash green on its own?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you happy that we're here? If you are, can you please make it flash orange?
Yeah.
Any idea who that is, Fran?
That's James.
James, if that's you, can you please make it flash orange?
Oh,
God, yes.
Is your wife here with you? If she is, can you make it flash green?
Flashed orange.
Green.
He's getting too excited when you're answering the questions. He's trying to jump to the answers.
Okay.
There you go.
If you could wait for me to finish my question, that would be much easier for us. Are you happy that we're here? If you are, can you make it flash orange, please? If you're unhappy, can you make it green?
Orange.
Andrew,
Yep.
state to him what the yes and no is.
Okay. A yes answer will be orange, and a no answer will be green. If that is okay for you, can
Orange. He knows what you're going to say, which is
Yeah.
why I said tell him what colours you want.
I'm guessing you've done this a lot then.
Oh my god.
What did you say?
I said, can I move? And it said yes.
He's liking the atmosphere.
Is that right?
No.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I said green.
Okay.
Do you not like the music, sir?
Yeah.
Would you prefer if I turned it off?
Yes.
Is this fun?
Someone's like, you like the atmosphere.
Is it better now the music's off?
Yes.
Do you enjoy having this many people looking around your house?
Yeah.
Is that so you can show it off?
Yes.
Do you mind that people do Ouija boards here?
Did I say no?
No, that was me. So
Oh, I was going to say I agree, yeah.
You're just
You
saying
said
I
no.
just said no.
We won't be using
There's a
one
line
of them.
there because it's brought negativity into his house.
Have they brought negativity into your house?
No.
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 Is it because it might?
no.
No.
Is it because you just don't like them?
No.
It's something to do with the negativity.
Is it something to do with the negativity?
No.
That's not what I'm hearing.
Are you just enjoying playing games with us?
No.
Can you see? Can you see the light up to orange for us?
There you go. So
Thank you.
I'm getting something to do with the what comes in.
Oh.
What comes in with it. Let me finish my sentence.
Can you make it go red?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'm guessing, you know when you play with the Ouija boards and you get negativity that comes in with that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm getting that.
No.
See, no, but that's why I'm getting cold. Unless
Is
it's
it
someone
someone
else
else?
telling me that.
Is it someone else telling you?
Yeah, that's what I think. Because that's what I'm hearing. Female is telling me that.
No.
I swear to God, that's what I'm hearing.
somebody's showing you up tonight.
I know.
I said
You
no.
peed somebody off.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Howell, Are you happy with the way this house gets used for all the famous guests?
Yes.
You don't like me finishing my questions, do you?
Yes.
Do you like it that the Queen stays here?
No.
Do you not like royalty?
No.
Did you like that Nelson Mandela stayed here?
Yes.
What about Danny LaRue?
Yes.
There's guest books here with loads of signatures in it, including like the Queen, everyone. Princess Diana stayed here.
Did you like him?
Did you like Princess Diana?
No.
Is that because she's royalty?
Yes.
Never actually had this before. Yeah.
And the circle and stuff. Yeah.
Can you make it go red again, please, sir?
Not quite.
It was almost red. Can you
Yeah.
try again?
Yes, he's going to try again.
Please, may you make it go red. Anyone got any questions they'd like to ask?
No.
Okay, so I've heard of an implement or apparatus called the spirit box before. Someone,
This one here.
that one there, right. So, yeah, tell us
Basically,
more
it's
about it.
it's a type of radio, but there's a setting on it here that starts to sweep through all the stations really quickly. There's different speeds you can have, but generally people use it really quick. So you get about 4 or 5 stations maybe in a second, and then the idea is that the spirits manipulate the white noise and the frequencies to talk through the box. You get a lot of radio interference, so generally we wrap this in foil, and that sort of gets rid of all the radio stations from outside. It's called a Faraday. It's like a Faraday pouch sort of thing that you do with it. Get varying results with it, but the best we had was in Ely in Cardiff in the Dusty Forge, where we had a gentleman called Bert talking to us through it. It was the clearest voice we've heard on it, and
You said my name, isn't it?
he said Francesca's name through the box. We asked how he died, and we thought he said the army, so we said, were you in the army? And he said, I was. And sentences, like phrases like that, go over multiple sweeps of the station, so it can't really be the same radio station if it's across different frequencies, sort of thing, if that makes sense. So this is one of our favourites, but it is quite difficult to get good results with it. So it really depends on the location. Okay. We use lots of different tools when we do our ghost hunts, and we mix lots of different disciplines. So you've got the more traditional stuff like the planchette, where you will have seen it on TV, where everyone puts their fingers on it and asks the spirits to move it in a certain way. Similar thing with the crystals and the dowsing rods at the front here. They're the more traditional things where they've been used for decades, probably since the Victorian times when spiritualism became a popular thing. And we've also got the more technologically advanced things like the spirit box, and this Ovilus is it's from America. It's basically, it's got a dictionary of about 3,000 words on it, and the spirits use their energy to affect the environment around the antennas, which each sort of, if it makes sense, each level of the effect that they do has its own words assigned to it. So they sort of affect it to make it talk. It can be difficult again, but in the right situation, right circumstances, you can get some interesting things come through. Another example is the Dusty Forge in Ely. We were in the basement where all the beer barrels were, and that said barrels. So,
oh my god, okay.
And again, we have EMF detector here. It just picks up on changes in the electromagnetic fields around it. So anything from light bulbs to mobile phones will set it off. But if you're in an area where you've controlled everything, you can effectively get the spirits to talk to you, as the theory is they use electrical energy to communicate. And this last one here is just simple laser thermometer. Theories say that spirits take heat out of the air and out of their surroundings to produce energy, so this shines a little laser across the room and will pick up on the temperature changes around where the laser's pointed. Could someone other than Joseph answer if any spirits in this building are willing to communicate with us? Yes. Communicate with us. Yes.
Ooh. Thank you for that. Was that to confirm that there are animals here? Would you prefer to answer questions through that light? No.
It's more energy if I use the light than it is to use the light as energy. There you go.
Confirmation.
I think that's a cat.
Yeah.
How's that?
I would